What's up, DWA fam? This is Asia reminding you to go to donewithadulting.com/subscribe so that you can sign up for our email newsletter. We're serving y'all episode recaps, merch drops, discount codes, event announcements, and everything else you need to stay up to date with what we're doing. We promise we will not spam you. So go ahead and go to donewithadulting.com/subscribe. Drop your email in the box, click sign up, and you'll be good to go. Hope you enjoy this episode. Hey, y'all, and if you're new here, welcome to the family. My name is Asia.
My name is Jared, and thank you for listening to
Done with Adulting Podcast. We are really glad you're here because we're talking all things we have to do as adults that no one warned us about during the many years we were in school.
Yes, we also discuss pop culture, current events, and give our perspective on hot topic issues in our society. And even though we're best friends, we don't always agree.
Basically, we're millennials. We get it. Adulting is hard. Welcome to your safe space.
We hope you enjoy.
Are we back?
I guess we're back. We literally, we took a break and we were like, hey, we're taking a break. Took the break, came back, and then took another unexpected, unannounced break. Nobody said anything. So,
I mean, we have life going on.
so much life and so
You
much.
have a brand new house, moving in, pregnant, second trimester.
You have a brand new child.
I know, we're busy. I hope y'all missed us.
Somebody in my family was like, are you still going to call your podcast Done with Adulting? Because you guys are really peak adulting. Like at this point.
That's the point of it. It's the play.
I know. And I was
it.
like, and I'm extra done with it more than I ever was before.
Facts. But no, that's the play on Done with Adulting. I mean, it's even more prevalent and stronger now. You know what I mean? So
it's so real.
So what's been going on with you? Tell the listeners.
Oh gosh, what has not been going on? The last time I talked to the listeners, I was in first trimester of pregnancy, very Ms.
Hated it.
When I listened to that back, I was like,
Hated
this
life.
is the saddest thing I've ever heard. I'm now in trimester 2, which has improved, but the consensus is still that I hate pregnancy. I've basically come to the conclusion with the help of my therapist that it is okay to simultaneously be excited for the child and hate pregnancy.
Yeah, and you're not the only one who feels this way or has been through this. So
it's just not for me.
But also, speaking of therapists, the last time we did speak to listeners, you did mention that you were going to go to a therapist and your first session was coming up. So how many have you had so far?
Sheesh, that's how we know how long of a break I took.
Because what, do you go once weekly or?
Yeah, I go once a week, but I missed a week when we moved. So I think I've either gone 4 or 5 times at this point. It's great. Highly recommend.
You said once a week?
Yeah, I go on Wednesday mornings. Well,
damn. So it's been 4 or 5 weeks since we've been out here?
Yes. It's great. Highly recommend. Unlike pregnancy, highly recommend therapy. It's honestly, we haven't even got into the nitty-gritty, but I still enjoy it. I like it. I feel definitely like, I got some shit off my chest after I leave. And like the first day you go for like the assessment day, kind of, you basically just like give your life story.
Fill each other out.
Yeah, like she asks about your life and you kind of like give her your overall life story as much as you can in an hour. So after I did mine, that's when she was like, yeah, I think we should start with weekly. And I was like, good idea. I was obviously sobbing my eyes out. But really, the the majority of the work that we're going to do together is grief work. She was like, when I told her like my whole like story about my parents and my dad, she was like, so basically what you're telling me is you were like in a very serious collegiate athlete career. Your dad dies, you immediately go back to basketball and college life. Then once that ended, you ran away to DC for 6 years and returned with a husband and now a child on the way and never actually processed what's happening. And I was like, that sounds about right.
That sums it up.
That sums it up. And
was she like coming at you? It sounds kind of
no, direct. She wasn't coming at me, but like that was by the end basically. And basically she said that because she observed that when especially when you're in therapy because you're worked up, like, I don't know, and like my hormones, so way more emotional than normal. But because I got like was instantly emotional when she talked about like when I was talking about anything that had to do with my dad, she was like, it feels like this, like listening to you, if I didn't know the whole story you told me, I wouldn't think this happened 10 years ago. I would think this happened like last year. And she was like, and I think that's because for 10 years you have ignored
you ran away. Yeah, you
yes.
ran away from it. You weren't able to face it head on. And
yeah.
Interesting.
So she was like, most of the stuff we'll do is grief work, which would be hard, but you need to like get this over with. And we're gonna have Terrence come in for a few sessions, I think, which will be hilarious. But
some couples therapy?
Yeah, she actually does couples therapy, like as part of her, like she has some clients who are there like for couples therapy specifically.
So whose idea was it to bring him in? Was it her idea or your idea, or like how'd that even come about?
I think it like she said, like, how would you feel if he came into a few sessions / like would he be open to that? And she was like, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, like, it is one of my specializations. And it came up because, you know, with everything with the house and like everything that was happening at the time when I was first started seeing her, it was just stressful in general. So I would just like, you know, complain about little things or like be like, oh, we bickered about this, or like this, you know, is a laundry list of fucking things you need to do. And you're just staring at this list and the prices, trying to figure out what you're going to do first and what, you know what I mean? And so like, it was also about finances. And she was like, did you guys ever do like premarital counseling? And I was like, no, but we both wanted to, we just never got around to it, because she was saying, you know, the biggest reason for divorce is finances. And
I thought it was communication.
No, I guess the biggest reason people get divorced is like because of, I'm sure that's a part of it too, but like money is usually the root of it. And she
I can see that being a high one on there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And she was saying it's normally because, which is like so spot on with this effing podcast. I just had an idea, remind me to tell you. But she was saying it was like, she said it's mostly because people aren't counseled on how to like manage their money once they're in a relationship. We've talked about this before, like going from your own money to sharing. Now we're family. Yeah. And she's like, that doesn't mean you have to combine everything. Like there are perfectly great couples who, you know, still have their own money. However, like they've talked about that and communicated that and like what that means and what things go in individual buckets and what things go in combined buckets and da-da-da-da. So I was like, oh, we could definitely use that because we have totally different budget styles in general. So we've it's been fine because we haven't jointly owned anything. So now, anyways, and the grief stuff, like another thing is like, I actually talked about this on my interview with Brenna, which I haven't released. We haven't released that one yet, but we will be in the next couple of weeks, about how we never talk about like really any of my grief stuff. And it's like weird because he didn't know my dad. And it's just
he never met him, right?
Yeah. So I was talking to her about that. And I was like, so sometimes he definitely doesn't know how to help, but I also don't know how to communicate what I need for help because I don't really know what I need.
I want to say,
Anyways.
this is a question for you. If he actually did try and offer help, would you be receptive to that help?
Yeah, she kind of asked me the same thing. And I was like, I guess I would be if it was like the right thing or the right moment or right now, it's like complete avoidance. Like if I'm having a shit day related to that, it's like, I think he just thinks I just want to be by myself, which isn't necessarily wrong. However, like, I don't know how to explain it, but she's supposed to be helping me work through it. I'll
I
keep
think
you
that
posted.
I think that I can be a therapist.
I don't think.
I think that because I think I can listen to people and I can give them advice.
Well,
It's
what
just
advice would you give for that?
I mean, there was a lot going. There was a lot said right there. So I mean, we'd have to break it down and compartmentalize it. You know what I mean? I can't just come out and say it right now. I can, but I think I can be like, I don't have bias towards anybody. You know what I mean? Even though like me and you, I know you longer than I know Terrence, but I would be able to tell you if you were wrong in that situation versus if Terrence was wrong in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
feel like
but I also don't think
it's also not about
therapists.
right and wrong.
Yeah, it's not. It's
See,
more
so
just
I know
about
that.
like, well, Jared, I mean, maybe you missed your calling. We'll never know.
No,
You
I
could
don't think I
not
could.
sit all day and listen to
Exactly.
people complain.
I was literally about to say that because I might just laugh at people. Honestly, like somebody might come in like
You're gonna be like,
just
that's what you're complaining about.
exactly. I'll be real. I'll be straight up with them. I could. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Oh God.
I'll
So,
take that back.
anyways, that's the therapy update. House update. We're here currently. Everything's a mess.
You're still
Like,
unpacking.
yeah, it's fucking shit, man. Moving is terrible.
Yo, buying a house. Number one, buying a house. That whole experience is nuts in itself, and then
Nuts.
you getting into the space and then trying to make it your own. It takes forever. It takes the entirety of your time at that space. Like we're still unpacking boxes here. We're still have closets full of stuff that we haven't touched since we moved in. And I've been in my house for coming up on
Almost
2 years
2 years.
soon. Exactly. So I feel like, I mean, you're going to be the same way probably. I'm telling you, that's how it is.
I know. Well, Terrence is very like, let's unpack everything. To be honest, there's only a few boxes left, but it's not about the boxes for me. I normally find myself to be a very decisive person when it comes to most things. I don't know if it's like pregnancy or what, but like lately that hasn't been the case. And I just can't decide how I want things to look nice, but I feel like I don't have style or any sort of interior design.
Yeah, you don't have the vision.
Yeah, like I have a vision, but it doesn't fit in this room, or like I don't even know. And then Terrence wants to be involved in everything. And I'm just like, why can't you just be a normal man who doesn't care about decorations? So I feel like we're just going to skip to Christmas decorations right away within the next week to buy myself some time. And then I'll deal with the year-round decorations in 2022.
I'm telling you, it's gonna come, and you're gonna be like, "F that! I'm not even doing it." Or do you have it? Do you plan on putting anything on the walls? Like we've been here for 2
those are the
years.
things.
We still don't have anything on our walls.
I want to put stuff on the walls, but that's the thing. Like in our bedroom or in the nursery, like I know exactly what I want to put on the walls because it's like our space. But like I don't know what to put on like a living room wall or like,
yeah, like the hallways.
yeah, like do people just want to see me everywhere they turn in their
Exactly.
house?
Like
No.
do you want to put pictures up, like family pictures? Do you want to actually do like some art?
I want to do art. I want to do black art low key, but this is so fucking crazy. But I feel like I don't know. First of all, not that I don't know where to find black art. I definitely know black artists and like could find
I don't
black
know where
art.
I don't know where you would find black art.
Instagram. Just search the hashtag.
I mean, like the classic pieces. Like, do you remember growing up and being at your grandma's house and
yeah,
having?
I don't want those ones.
Not, but like it's like every black household had this piece of art. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that. I want that kind of.
I don't want the tall elephants and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the African
giraffes.
pieces. Yeah.
I don't want that. I just want modern black art, but then I also want to see it. Like, I just want to be in a situation like on television where you walk by a piece of art and you're like, oh shit, that's the piece. And
That's
then you
true.
take it home right then and there and hang it on your wall. That's how I want to decorate, which is the most unrealistic shit because I don't go anywhere. And I definitely don't go anywhere where there's black art, except actually there's probably some on the vineyard I could find.
I was gonna say we should double date it and go to like a museum. I'm still trying to go to Boston museums and like Boston art festivals, things like that out here. I just don't know exactly. We just don't have the time, honestly. But I'm interested in doing that.
No, I would definitely do that. So yeah,
but you could. I mean, you could hire an interior designer, but that's going to be a pretty.
I know, and then I'm like,
that. Do you have any girlfriends? You have any girlfriends who are like into that?
A couple, but I don't think we have the same style. Like, that's the thing about me is I have an idea of what I want, but sometimes it's like if the wall is this big, if the wall is 80 inches, like, am I supposed to put more than one thing, one big ass thing? Like, I don't know. I need to get on Pinterest or something. Maybe we should have an interior designer on this podcast for new homeowners for like tips to be idea. Like, here's how you can start thinking about what your vibe is.
I'm down.
We got to find one. If you're listening to this and you're an interior designer, let us know because it might be your time to shine.
Yeah. So during like the whole house buying process and like once you actually got in, did y'all have did y'all like start increasing how you, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Say it, spit it out.
Did y'all like start watching like HGTV and those other type of home decor channels, things like that?
No, we probably should though. That could help.
Yeah, I feel like every time there's like a major change in life, like when I was getting married, I started watching Say Yes to the Dress. Like for some reason, I was watching that nonstop. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then as we were buying a house, I'm like, oh, let me start watching like HGTV and buy this, flip this. But none of it really helped me.
On those shows, like on HGTV, everything they do, I'm like, wow, this is so beautiful. And then it's like, it's so expensive. You have to find like the
gazillion dollars.
Yeah. Like then you have to go digging to find the affordable version of whatever you saw. It never looks like what you saw. It always looks like the affordable version.
So actually, I just saw you and you actually did mention that. I mean, you've just been in the house for less than a month now, right? So
2 weeks.
And you're already going to be hosting Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's just my mom and Aaron.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody's got to cook. Somebody's got to cook. Somebody's got to clean. Somebody's got to set up. Like that's a big task.
Okay, well, I wasn't thinking about it like that until you put it like that. I was just thinking about it as a regular dinner. No, we're all splitting up stuff. Like my mom's bringing the meats and a few sides. I'm going to do a few sides. Terrence will do a few sides. We'll be fine.
I think that's still a big feat, already hosting.
Really?
I don't care how many people it was. Even if you just stayed home with you and Terrence, like like I said, somebody still got to cook. We'd be ordering
fucking Ruth Chris steakout or something.
On Thanksgiving?
Yes. Oh, the other thing I guess I should talk about is that I quit my job and started a new job.
Yeah, after what, 6 months, 5 months of being there?
6 short months, just shy of 7 months.
We did a whole episode on you getting a new job in a pandemic. And now a few months later,
another new job in the pandemic.
On to the next.
Listen, it just goes to show it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. I feel like there's a lot of people who, when I was telling them about this, getting this new job, were looking at me kind of crazy because they were like, weren't you scared to leave that other job after such a short amount of time?
And you did it, and you're doing it while you're pregnant. That's also a huge, like, that's another factor.
The new job doesn't know that. Well, they will soon, but they don't know it yet.
So how nervous or anxious are you to tell them?
I don't know. I'm pretty anxious, and I don't know why, because everybody that I talk to is like, who gives an F? Like, happens all the time. Not a big deal. They have to, your job's going to be there for you when you get back. But I'm just anxious about it because I obviously, like, this job that I took is a lot harder than the other job that I left. Like, it's way more responsibility.
But that was the reason why you left, though, right?
Yes, way more money, which was great, but there's like a lot of shit that I'm responsible for. So I feel like when I go out for maternity leave, it's going to be like 5 or 6 months and I'm just going to be really with the shits,
Yeah.
like, so I'm anxious about that. And then, people always, when people go on maternity leave, everybody's like, oh, do you think she's going to come back after that? Do you think she's going to come back to the office like other coworkers?
Well, you're 1,000% going back to work now.
I have to. I will. I have no other choice, but
you want to be a stay-at-home mom?
Hell to the no. I'm not made for that. I'll tell you right now. I have not yet experienced motherhood, but I know for a fact I'm not made to be stay-at-home mom. I think Terrence would be a stay-at-home dad before I became a stay-at-home mom.
Why? What about that just turned you off?
Just being here all day with no other purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you're raising a kid. What do you mean? You're raising a baby. That's the purpose.
I know that's a very good purpose. I actually saw something on Instagram that said if stay-at-home moms are paid salary, the job would be worth like $170,000 a year or something.
Damn. I mean,
I don't know how they calculated that. I literally just scrolled and saw it on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, that's a lot." That's.
I mean,
crazy.
Is that comparable to what a nanny, like a full-time nanny? Full-time nannies make bank, don't they?
Yeah, they're not making that. But it depends on if you're full-time. Like full-time could be 40 hours. Full-time could be live-in. You got to do the nights. Like it's different. 40-hour nannies probably make like $25-$30 an hour. But I don't know. It's just not for me. Like I'm very like.
And you don't have to be at the house all day. Like you would go out.
I know I can't.
You can go meet other mothers.
If I could be a stay-at-home mom and, just be an entrepreneur and not have a career, I would do that.
That's different. Yeah.
But I couldn't just. I don't even take care of the home now. Like part of the job of being a stay-at-home mom is like taking care of the kid. Being a house manager. Right. Yeah. I don't even do that in my current situation.
You've been there for 2 weeks.
No, I just mean in our life. I just mean in our life. Like.
Oh, I get you.
Like Terrence manages the homestead. For the most part. Like I have to be asked to do things. Sometimes. Just because I get bogged down with, whatever shit I'm doing on my computer, podcasting,
life,
slinging shampoo. Yeah, I just get so distracted and in my zone. And then he's like, it is 10 p.m. Can you turn off all of these lights? We don't pay these bills, whatever. So, yeah, new job, new house, new child. Almost. I think that sums it up.
So you're in your second trimester. How many months are you already?
You mean weeks?
Yeah. Well, weeks, months, same thing. Well, I know they go by weeks, but I mean the weeks.
Yeah.
You're 20.
19 to next week will be 20.
So you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Halfway there.
Everyone's like, that went so fast. I'm like, did it go so fast?
What's the one thing that you're like craving that you had to stop? I know for Emily, it was an Italian hoagie.
You know what? Nothing
food.
Yeah,
wise.
No, nothing that I've had to stop eating. I wasn't eating Italian, like that type of stuff enough to like want it. Like,
yeah. Like sushi, none of that?
No. No.
Coffee?
Cold subs. Oh, I still drink coffee. First of
you
all,
do?
Yes, my doctor said I could have a cup a day.
That's true.
She was like, a cup a day is fine. So that's exactly what I have. Before I was having several cups a day.
Oh, yeah.
So or if I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I'll get the small instead of the medium.
Smart. Portion control?
Oh, there's no portion control. Besides the coffee. Everything else I eat is like, I don't think I've had a vegetable in literally a month.
Oh, yeah. So we were just with each other this past weekend. So I already know all these answers that I'm asking. But what are you craving? Is it like carbs, pizza, bread?
Yeah, bread.
Sweets.
I mean, yeah, I do crave sweets more than like I like sweets, but I was never somebody who like has to have dessert after dinner. I really don't care if I have it or not. And now I feel like I have to have it. Um, which the solution to that at this point is Toll House Break and Bake cookies. Those things are
Oh,
fire.
so what are you baking?
Cheerios,
You baking cookies nightly?
basically, not me. Cheerios, any type of cereal, really. I was lit when you guys brought us that orange juice and champagne because I literally just bought a gallon of orange juice from the store because I've been guzzling orange juice in the morning like
Actually,
fucking
yes.
water.
Yeah, she started drinking a lot more. Emily started drinking a lot more
Like
OJ
juice.
and juice. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I never drink
yeah,
juice. I never drink like juice or soda. I don't want soda, but juice is like
just like
crack.
something that gives you like a kick in the morning.
Yeah, maybe it's because I can't like drink wine.
That's true.
So like when I wasn't pregnant, I would drink like water for most of the day or like and then like alcohol at night. So now at night I'm like, give me that fucking orange juice.
So I've been sober for a month, and
What?
yeah, it started in November. I didn't. That's why I didn't drink at your house.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I would have clowned you way more than I did.
But
What are you doing? What? Why? Just for November to see if you can do it, or what? You're boxing? What's happening?
no, I was just like, yeah, I need to take a break. Um, so I started October 20th, and then I'm going to November 20th because November 20th for Thanksgiving we're going to Atlanta to see my mom. So I was like, okay, I'll do a month before then because then I'll probably go silly in Atlanta. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Wait, can you talk about going to Atlanta will be your first trip, really, with a child?
yeah.
And what does it look like? Are you staying with your mom? Are you staying at a hotel, your own place, your own Airbnb? Are you trying to get that separation? Are you prepared for the plane? Like what is
So we're going there. So we're going to Atlanta we're going there for 10 days. We're going from the 20th to the 30th.
that's a long time with a baby.
That is a long time. But we're staying with my mom from Thanksgiving, like the day before Thanksgiving to either that Friday or Saturday. We got an Airbnb in Atlanta for like all of the family to go and stay at. Because I have my sister from Jersey going, my sister from Missouri. We have aunts going. So it was like all the family would be at an Airbnb for Thanksgiving in Atlanta. But when we're not at the Airbnb, we'll be at my mom's. So right now, I'm not really worried about anything other than the flight. I don't know how the young one will act on the flight. Hopefully, it's a short flight. It's only like 2.5 hours. So hopefully she'll eat and fall asleep. But we'll
You never
see.
know. I worry about like all the people in the airport around my fucking kid. Like
Oh, well, we're gonna have her in the car seat, in
covered
the
up.
stroller, covered up,
Yeah.
like stay away. On the flight there, I booked like the first row.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
good.
yeah, it's like more space. We're gonna be the first one on the planes. Hopefully the first
Right.
one's off, like in
Right.
and out. But it's just like all the packing that I'm thinking about what we have to do because we're gonna check like a bag or two because it's
Yeah,
all of
because
her stuff.
the baby needs like 30 outfits.
Exactly.
40 maybe, unless you're gonna do laundry.
Right. Well, no, we're definitely doing laundry already. And then it's my stuff for 10 days, Emily's stuff for 10 days. Like it's a lot of stuff going on. So it's more of just my number one thing that I'm worried about is the flight. And then everything else is just like just the packing and transportation and just everything with a baby just takes more planning and time and more patience, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I feel like well, it's your family, so it's different when it's your family. Like I don't know. I feel like if I ever travel, well, obviously I will travel, but when I ever travel with this child, I'll need like, even if it's just like Virginia or something, I'll just need like a hotel room, just somewhere where I can remove myself and the kid like from any
any
ruckus.
foolishness? Yeah.
Yes. Or like just to get settled, to wake up in your own place and like take your time going to the next event. Like, so good on you for staying with your mom, because
Well, do you say that because that would be Terrence's family you'll be going to visit? Or like if you were going to visit your own family, would you feel
I would
different?
want to do the same thing, but they would fight me till the death. Like they
Oh yeah.
wouldn't let me.
I couldn't see Mama Monet allowing that.
But like at my mom, like at her house, of course, like, and it's so close. I could come back to my house, where like my new house. But if I went to like my aunt's house in Maryland or something, I would still want my own space.
That makes sense.
But they would definitely be offended.
But no, I haven't even thought about that. Like I've been thinking, I mean, we're going to be around a lot of family, and I mean, this is going to be their first time meeting Jovi.
I know they're just going to be passing her around
exactly,
like a
yeah. So
ball.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of help, and we even talked about. I was like, yo, while we're out in Atlanta, like me and you, we should probably just go out one night by ourselves and let them watch the baby, and we can get some like date night going on. You know what I mean? In Atlanta, because it's a new city. Every time we go out in Atlanta, I mean, it's fun. And
definitely
you won't have to really worry about her that much. So I don't know. I'm excited for it, but obviously worried about certain things. Yeah. I really hope she's not going like hysterical on the flight. Like, please.
You hate that? She'll be fine. She's pretty chill.
She is chill, but then I'm like, it's like the whole, like the elevation, the ears
pop.
the
ears pop. I can't imagine how that feels for babies.
Yeah, but they say like while you're taking off, you breastfeed because it's them sucking. So, like the sucking while your ears pop. Yeah. And like when you're sucking, your ears like aren't popping as much. And then when we're landing, do the same thing. But we'll see. We'll see how it is. I'll report back, see if it was worth it or not.
Report back, report in while you're there. Be like, I should have got a telly or not.
That's not. I really don't think that's going to be the issue.
All right.
Let me not put that in the air because obviously there's going to be something going
on. It may not be you. I may need to ask Emily.
Oh yeah,
it's different when it's your family.
True. Actually, no. I'll probably be the one who'd be like, "Nah, we definitely shouldn't have done this." When Emily would be like, "Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine."
I just feel like 10 days is a long time.
It is, but yo, every single flight, like trying to get back home, was crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So I booked the flight there first. We didn't have a return flight because all the round trip flights were crazy expensive. So we found a cheap one down, and we're like, okay, we'll just play it by ear and try to figure out when we can come back. Mind you, we're coming back the 30th. Emily's maternity leave ends December 2nd.
Ugh.
So we were trying to give her enough time to get back home, get settled, and then get ready to go back to work. So we were like, let's not try to stay that long. But all the cheaper flights were like that Tuesday or December 2nd or December 1st.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, flights are back to being stupid expensive.
Yeah.
So we were like, F it, we'll stay down there for 10 days. Everybody will get their turn to play and meet Jovi. So we're excited.
I just feel like this holiday for a lot of people is going to be like crazy just because last year a lot of people didn't do much.
Yeah. The CDC and like the government, they're still saying you shouldn't be traveling during
I know, but I also thought I read something that said this is going to be the craziest Thanksgiving ever, like of travel.
Oh, and
I feel like, which is so spot on why we're having Ashley come back. Her episode will come out like it'll be after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas. But the point is mentally preparing to like I'm not even going to see my family for 10 days like you are, but you saying that just gave me anxiety. Like if I was going to see a whole bunch of family for 10 days, I will be
like all the crazy thoughts just started going through your mind.
Yes, just like, oh my God, stress. Like the holidays are just so stressful. And I feel like last year everybody got a little break because people weren't traveling like that. Some people still did, obviously.
Yeah.
But this year, forget it. Everybody's back. Everybody's gonna be gathered together, which is a great and beautiful thing, but it is tiring.
Sure. Even if you're like in state and having to travel between multiple houses or multiple households or multiple family members'
That's
houses.
the worst. I hate going to more than one house on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Like that's even, I mean, even if you're not really traveling, you're still around your actual home. It's still stressful and like
dramatic.
Yeah.
It's usually a lot. Dramatic. Sheesh. We had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. Shared our whole life with the listeners. What we've been doing the past 4 or 5 weeks.
It's so funny because the last episode we released was called Keeping Up with DWA Part 2.
So this is part 3.
I guess, but I thought there would be some in between. Now we're just keeping up. We haven't talked to you in 3 months again. Keeping up. No.
Sorry, we're trying to live our lives.
No, but I think a lot of people let us know if this is true. But Emily said this too the other day. A lot of people are able to catch up. Like when we go on our little hiatuses, everybody can catch up on, whatever's
past episodes.
Stacked up.
Very true.
So there's that. But all right. Well, good catch up session. Promise we are back this time. We're gonna figure it out. We're just getting our schedules sorted out. It's fine. Everybody's fine. But very excited about next week's episode, which will be self-care during the holidays. Okay, it's important. We're gonna have a guest come on and talk about it, so look forward to that.
It's holiday season.
Ho ho ho. All right. Wow, we almost forgot how we even close off this show. If you like the podcast, leave us a review, please. They're great. We love to read them. Also subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes that we promise are now going to return.
Yes, make sure you follow us on Insta, Done With Adulting Pod. Also on Twitter, Done WTH Adulting. Hit us up, share the pod, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what it is.
All right. Good talk.
Deuces.